Social media can be such a beautiful thing. There's a lot of pros to social media, but there's also a lot of cons to it. And when you're in the commentary sphere of social media, where you give your thoughts and opinions and you speak, how you feel out there and express yourself, there's a lot of pros and cons to that as well. Some of the pros is that you meet like-minded people, right? People who love a conversation. And a conversation is, whether you agree or disagree, you guys can get there together, talk about it, hear different perspectives, and appreciate that. Unfortunately, not everyone on social media works that way. A lot of people want to echo chamber. A lot of people want to hate. They just want to hate, and they want to find other groups of people that hate, and they want to hate together. And if you don't think like them, you're not welcomed. And if you have an opposing opinion, they're going to do everything in their power to silence you. It's just what it is. That's what those people do. They want to hate. They want to be a part of like an echo chamber. And if you think differently than them, or if you say anything, criticize them or anything like that, they're going to do everything in their power to try to silence you, which is what our girl Tracy Noel is currently going through. Many people that I support have went through this in the past. On TikTok, their community guidelines are ridiculous. All it takes is a few people getting together and deciding that they're going to mass report or false report, and it doesn't matter if it's legitimate or not, they're going to do it. And TikTok does nothing about it. And they know that, so they get away with doing it. They have no repercussions. TikTok doesn't hold them accountable for a false report. And that's what I think is the biggest problem, is once it's proven that, hey, these people are falsely reporting, there should be repercussions for that. And a lot of these people know that there's no repercussions. So if they just don't like what you have to say, they're going to do whatever they can to silence you. It's a group, right? It's a group effort. Now, who's doing it? I don't know. We can assume, right? We can assume who's doing it, but no one knows. And that's another thing. They get to hide behind their screen, no repercussions, no anything, and keep doing what they do because no one knows who they are. All we can do is talk about it, stand against it, and show support to those going through it. You know what I mean? Whether whoever it is, whether we like them or not, it's like we should be able to set our differences aside. If it's someone we don't like, if it's someone we disagree with, it doesn't matter. If they are being falsely reported or being flagged for false things, we should be able to stand against that and say, like, this is beyond messed up. It's really that short and sweet. All I can hope and pray is that the community guidelines change to where there are more repercussions in the future. Tracy also sees a bigger picture than them, everyone, and I think they are afraid of what she knows. I agree. She's really good at finding out information. She's really good at doing her due diligence. And she's really good at taking what someone says and doing her own research and combining the two to show if you're being a hypocrite, if you're lying, if you're, whatever it is. She's good at that. And I do think some people see her as a threat. And I think she's going to have that issue no matter what community she runs across. I've told her this, people see people like her as a threat because they know they're being disingenuous. They know they're not being honest. They know they've told a half-assed story. Whatever the case may be, they know that their online persona is bullshit. And so, in my personal opinion, this is not bullying, harassment, any of those things, okay? In my personal opinion, that is what's happening here. They see her as a threat. The people doing this know that they have put on a fake ass persona and they're about to get popped out, or they're concerned or worried that they're about to get popped out. That's why you shouldn't come online and lie and make up stories. That's why you don't do those things. The attention may be great. You may love it. There's a lot of attention seeking people on this app. It's just, it is what it is. Let's be honest. We all want people to watch us. We all want people to support us. We all want people to, all of that. So it's like, I'm not even hating that somebody would want attention. The problem is that you want attention so bad that you're willing to sit up there and be a whole ass clown to get it. You're willing to hate and smear people and try to silence others who don't think like you. Like, why is it that important to have a little bit of attention? I've been on social media for almost 5 years now, and something I have seen over and over and over again is the truth always comes out. It always comes out. So you can try to report me. You can try to report her. You can try to, because they done tried to report me, you guys. You can do whatever, but the truth will still come out. Whether it's from me, whether it's from her, whether it's from someone else. Your dirty's going to show. It always does. Two things can be right at the same time. Just because we call out somebody who hates on Lisa, right? And calls Lisa out and all this stuff and make sure to insert themselves into everything to do with Lisa. Just because we may call them out, that doesn't mean we're defending Lisa. I made the comment many times in my live and about how it's not about, you know, Lisa's so much better or Lisa da-da-da. No, it's that you're no better than her. You try to act like you are. And that's what I wanted to clarify on. This girl, Nicole, gets on her live streams on a regular basis and acts like Lisa is beneath her. Lisa is beneath her. Lisa is the scum on her shoe. I disagree. I'm sorry. I disagree. I think your character screams. Your character, your behaviors, everything to do with what you do and are a part of screams that you're no better. No one's defending Lisa. No, what Lisa does is not okay. People should not send her money. Lisa needs help, and Lisa knows that. Lisa knows that, and I get so frustrated with the stuff that Lisa does online. It's very frustrating sometimes, even knowing that she's sick and knowing that it's the substance, not her, you know, but it's hard to differentiate the two sometimes, and it is very frustrating and annoying. And I can't tell you how many times I've screamed at the screen like, oh my gosh. And I get why people feel the way they feel. I do. I get it. But that doesn't change the fact that, again, two things can be right at the same time. She can be whatever you want her to be, and this person be an issue and a problem too, and is no better. And the reason I wanted to clarify that is because, you know, when you sit there and you say and act like you're so much better, I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna expect you to do better then, and you ain't, because you ain't better. You ain't better. It just is what it is. Imagine if you was her neighbor, you want to hear her walking. No, heck no, I wouldn't want to hear that. Like, no, I wouldn't want to hear that. Absolutely not. But if I was her neighbor, okay, would I, every time I see her go by the window, grab my phone real quick, take a quick little picture and send it to all my friends so that they can pass it along? Huh? Number one, what is that preventing? A, what's that preventing? B, all that does is like cause more issues, more drama, more whatever, which I think is the intention in my personal opinion. I don't see how sharing that with the internet, hopping online and doing all this and that and taking pictures and putting out all this personal information about Lisa or her other family members or anyone associated to Lisa. I just don't see what is that for? What's that for? How does that help anything? It doesn't resolve anything. There's nothing that comes from it. It doesn't make Lisa stop, right? It just brings more attention to it, actually, and it causes more drama and more bullshit and more eyes on it because it's being shared around in the Discords, in the Reddit, on TikTok. So, like, what's the intention behind that? And again, these are just my opinions, and you guys are entitled yours too. If you support Nicole, that's great. Whether you support her or not, if you think it's okay to falsely report other people who think differently than you, you're part of the problem. She wants to sit up on her thing and talk about who's a part of the problem. You're a part. If you think it's okay Lisa does this because she's an ADD-ICT, you're a part of the problem. Who even said that? Like, that is, no, I don't agree with what Lisa does at all. I don't support what Lisa does at all. End of discussion. End of story. Her behavior is shit, okay? And it is very frustrating, and I don't agree with it at all. At all. That doesn't take away from the fact that I also don't agree with what Nicole does and how she plays into it and how she inserts herself and how she brings everything to the internet, even things that shouldn't play out on the internet, like people's DV situation, etc., like all of that stuff. There's always more to the story, and you're going to come on and put all this personal information out that's literally none of your business. And if you're going to share stuff, share all of it. That has been my criticism from the jump. If you're going to share screenshots, if you're going to share audios, if you're going to share whatever to paint your little narrative, share all of it. And that's something that these people don't do. They share what they want you to see. They share what makes them, like, makes their narrative accurate and valid. It's very clear that all these people are trying to do is spin a narrative to fit what they're saying instead of putting the whole truth out there, because they know if the whole truth was out there, it wouldn't look so good on them. And some of you guys that may support them, just be aware of that. Just be aware that there's always more to the story, and that the truth will always come out. Support whoever you want. Do whatever. Like, who am I? You know, I'm just on here giving my opinion. I am just another person on here giving my opinion. I don't think it's okay to try to silence people just because you don't like what they have to say, especially when there's no real legitimate reason to do it. Like, if Tracy or anyone else was on here really doing some shit to get reported for, that would be a different story. If I was on here, like, what am I doing wrong right now to be reported? Someone please tell me. Like, because I'll listen. I'm open-minded. I don't think I have all the answers. It's just, it's not okay. It's not okay because you don't like what I have to say. You can tell me that in the comments, like Pops is back again. You can tell me you disagree with me. Let's talk about it. Reporting me for what? I will never silence people over here. Whether we agree, disagree, it doesn't matter. And that's another criticism, okay? Constructive criticism. That's all it is. I'm not harassing anyone. I'm not bullying. I'm not trying to silence anyone. But with Nicole, she cannot have a conversation with people in her chat. It's either you think like her, you agree with her, or you're going to the block island, you're going away, she's not going to listen to you, whatever the case may be. And dude, that is so foul. Like, what is the point in being on social media and going live on TikTok if you're not there to have a conversation with people? If you want an echo chamber and you want like your own little secret group of yes men, go do a Discord, go do a Facebook group, go do a Marco Polo group, like whatever, girl, do you. But you're on TikTok Live, a public social media app where you're giving your opinions on things, where people have the right to come on and say, I disagree with you and here's why. Why are you going to block them for that? Why are you going to silence them for that? And that is why it is my conspiracy that her and her people are behind the silencing, or the people, some of the people associated with her. I'm not going to say names because I don't know, but it's very clear to me that when those are the videos being hit for this stuff, anytime you mention Nicole, somebody's doing it. Somebody, if not her, someone associated to her. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that. And it's not okay. You want to be known as that girl? You're so soft-skinned, you couldn't take a little bit of criticism? You know how many videos I've had made about me in the past? Come on now. You think I did that just because I didn't like what they had to say? I ain't saying nothing to you to, like, cause all that. It's weird. It's weird energy. It's really simple at the end of the day. It's not even hard. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like what I have to say or my thoughts. But if you support or agree with this kind of stuff being done to anybody and them being silenced because other people don't like what they have to say, like, that's a problem. And it messes up commentary as a whole. It gives us a bad name when we're constantly silencing other people for doing the same thing. If you can come on here and say how you feel, why can't Tracy come on here and say how she feels? Why can't I? Because you don't agree with what we're saying? What right do you have? Who made you judge and jury? Not a damn nobody, girl. I can understand how frustrating it would be to be Lisa Richards' neighbor. I get that. That's not the argument here. I would hate to live where Nicole does. Okay, let me just make that very clear. I would not like it. Would I react in the way that Nicole does, though? Absolutely not. Because what does that do? It does nothing good. It serves nothing good. All it does is play into, if you want my honest opinion, Nicole is a part of the problem. She feeds right into that drama with Lisa, more attention on Lisa, more, because whenever she posts something in the Discord or gives a picture to give to someone else to post, then people go and watch Lisa's next live to see if Lisa's going to react to it. Why? Because it's human nature for us to gravitate towards that toxic stuff, that negativity, that drama, and people eat the shit up. And Nicole is a big part of the problem in keeping her relevant and keeping attention on her, because she does do shit like that. She's not the only one, and I'm not putting all the fault on her. I'm just saying she does play her part. She wants to talk about other people being a part of the problem. Girl, look in the mirror for real. How can you sit there and be so hypocritical and contradict yourself and from one thing to the next? It's wild to me. And it's like you don't even see it. You're so unwilling to admit that you're wrong. If you want to call other people out for being a part of the problem, be so for real and say that you're also a part of the problem. I can sit here and tell you, me having this conversation right now and even mentioning Lisa Richards' name, I'm a part of the problem. Was that hard? Anyone talking about it, anyone watching, anyone engaging, anyone giving money, anyone, anything is a part of the problem when it comes to Lisa Richards. It just is what it is. The message I have is bigger than Lisa, though. It's not okay to silence people just because you don't like what they fucking have to say.